Video Framing 2018. We've got tips for YouTube beginners. Stick around. G'day, this is Doug from Doug Hewson YouTube here, and we're here to help you with tech wherever possible. Today we're talking about video framing. So if you're a new YouTuber, relatively new, or you've never really done any camera work before, well, stick around. We're going to talk about how you frame your shot, and we're going to give you some really simple tips to get you going on your way. If you're into how-to videos, technology and more, even a bit of YouTube, then why not consider clicking that subscribe button and check the bell so you get notified every time I post a video. Let's get straight to how to frame your video shots. All right, I want to start with some basics. Okay, now you can see the shot that I've got right now. This is what you might call a mid shot or a head and shoulder shot, something like that. It's very loose because it's right down to here on my chest. But what you might see is where my eyes are is roughly 2/3 up the screen and 1/3 down the screen. You can see I've got a little bit of room between my head and the top of the picture, and I've centered myself. This is a real basic shot, but it's a solid one, and it's one you're gonna know when you're filming so it doesn't look off. Notice if I do this, I look a little bit far away. There's a lot of room above my head, between the top of my head and the shot. When you look at it, something looks off. So make sure when you're filming a person, a subject's a person, try and get their eyes on the upper third line, and it will just look natural. Now, you can see I'm standing in the middle. Now there's something else that's called the rule of thirds. And that's where, as you'll notice now I'm putting on the screen, it divides the screen into thirds vertically and horizontally. Now we can use this to effect. I can step to one side, and now I've got room over here where I can either have something in the background that is like a feature or something that complements my shot, or I can throw in some overlay like the text or something that I'm talking about can go over in this side of the screen, and it'll make it easier. Now I can do the same thing if I stand to the other side here. I can have stuff over on this side. Now the other thing you want to look out for is if I walk too close to the camera. Now you can have a really close shot sometimes. You can cut in on the eyes, like my eyes are still on the third. This is still okay, but you wouldn't constantly do the whole video like this. This could be a shot you might just want to cut away to for a second. Some other things to consider is if you're recording in something like 4K and you're only putting your videos out in maybe 720 or 1080p, you can actually use your shot to actually push in editing for a closer shot. You know, I might be like this, but now I'll just push in like this. You can see I can push in. I'm still recording the same shot, but I'm actually pushed in for a tighter frame just using the editing software. And there it is, we're back. It wasn't a different shot or a different camera or a different edit. It was the same shot. I just cropped it in a little in editing. So you can do little tricks like that. As long as you keep your framing on point, then you can push in and do those things as you need to. You can even record yourself in the center, but do push in so then you're looking like you're on one side or the other side to add your graphics or to add something that you're highlighting. Rule of thirds is fairly important, and as I talked before, headroom. You don't want to be sort of recording like this where I'm sort of cutting top of my head. It looks like I've had a lobotomy or something, chopped the top of my head off. After a while, people watching the video, they're going to get annoyed. They might not know why they're getting annoyed, but they're going to get annoyed. Now you can frame longer shots, of course. If I had more room, I could step back and you can get a shot of me from head to toe. Not that you use that in YouTube that often, because if it's one-on-one with the person, the camera, you want to be in this sort of range where that you can be personable and speak directly to the camera. If I'm way out there in the sticks, in the distance, there better be something interesting going on around me, otherwise people are going to lose focus really quick if I'm a tiny speck in the distance or a little stick figure standing in one spot. It doesn't matter whether you're using a pro camera, a camcorder, like this one's recorded just a camcorder, or on your trusty iPhone or whatever phone you're using. You can put these techniques in place so that you can frame your shot perfectly. So remember, rule of thirds. Get your eyes on that upper third if you can. You can push your subject off and focus on something on the left or the right, like this. And then you can also see that I've got enough headroom there to make it look interesting, but not have too much of a gap like this. So in summary, they're the basic things you need to know. There's more advanced framing that photographers use for different things to get effects, and we'll talk about depth of field and different things, but they're in more advanced things, and they're very much linked towards photography, but can be used in video as well. So if you're into filmmaking and stuff, then you can go check out some channels that will talk about that sort of thing, and there's plenty of them out there that do a plenty better job than I could do. But for basic videoing, rule of thirds, keep an eye on your headroom, make sure you frame your shot to be more interesting. Well, there's a few quick tips on framing for video when you're doing your YouTube channel. Well, I hope that information on framing and composition, the basics for video, is handy for you. You know, I learned all this years ago using old school 3CCD cameras in the early 1990s. It came in handy when you're doing live video. You got to learn on the fly pretty quick. But hey, if that was helpful to you, why not consider giving this video a thumbs up? And there's going to be more information for beginner YouTubers coming up soon on this channel. If you really like the video, why not consider sharing? Sharing is caring, as they say, and I always love a good share. And don't forget, I've got a blog that you can see at DougHewsonYouTube.wordpress.com, and you can watch all the videos over there as well and read the little blog that goes along with them. I have social media presence. I've got Instagram, I've got Twitter, I've got Facebook. It's all in the description below. And on the end screen, you'll see a little icon that you can click to subscribe if you haven't already done so. This is Doug from Doug Hewson YouTube, and I'm out.